Hi, welcome to Simply Country Cuisine. So today we're making a casserole, and it's a Philly cheesesteak casserole. I think they're legally allowed to call it Philly cheesesteak because it has green pepper and onion and a little bit of provolone cheese in it. I still think Philly cheese should be on a bun, but anyway, we're going to give this a try. So to start out, what I went ahead and pre-cooked for the sake of the video is I cooked 1.5 pounds of medium shell macaronis. They said small to medium. I used the medium because I thought it would create a little bit bigger casserole. And I am going to cook it, I'm going to bake it in the oven in my casserole dish. But I cooked it in my stock pot, half water, and about 48 ounces of beef broth. Because I wanted the pasta to have a more beefy taste to them. So they're already cooked, set aside, waiting to be combined into the casserole. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of butter, but I find that when you brown onion and peppers and garlic and things in just butter, it has a tendency to burn. I like to add half butter and half olive oil. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of olive oil to my pan to brown up, to soften my vegetables. I like to start with the firmest vegetable, and in this case I have a whole green pepper, largely diced. And remember what I told you about the peppers? If you purchase the peppers that have 4 humps on the bottom, they're sweet. 3 humps, they're not as sweet. You could have used either one in this one. I happen to always purchase the 4 because I never know if we're going to eat it raw or not. And I've got a small yellow onion I've diced. I diced it a little bit smaller than the pepper, but still it's not a fine dice. It's more of a chop. And we'll saute this for a few minutes. And okay, this has been sauteing for about a minute and a half. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic. Now it calls for 2 cloves of garlic, which if you buy the pre-minced garlic, 1 clove is 1 teaspoon. And you know this family's not afraid of garlic, so it's probably 2 heaping teaspoons. And I'm going to add a pinch of kosher salt to my vegetables and a pinch of black pepper. That smells really, really good. Okay, then what we're going to do is we are going to add, this is about 1 pound, maybe 1.25 pounds of ground beef. We're going to put it in here. We're going to add it to the peppers and the onions and brown it up, and then drain the grease off. And then we're going to add it back into the skillet because we're going to add some other ingredients to that. So I'm just going to break it up. I am preheating my oven to a 350 degree temp because this will go in the oven for about 20 minutes after we combine it into the casserole. I have this neat little tool. I got it at Dollar Tree, but you can get it probably on Amazon. And it's great when you're doing ground beef. It just really chops it up. Not a better smell in the world than there is ground beef, peppers, and onions frying in the house. You know, years ago, a realtor, when they would sell your house, they would tell you to bake either cookies before they come or to do ground beef. And that has some sort of psychological thing in your mind, and they would sell more houses that way. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe today, with all the diets, maybe that wouldn't work so much. Okay, all I'm doing right now is I'm pouring this into my colander and draining off the fat because I'm going to add a dairy fat to it. Now, after you have drained the ground beef fat off, you're going to add 8 ounces of cream cheese until it's melted. I'm just going to break them off, little hunks. Now I'm going to melt this into this ground beef and green peppers and onions. Now when I cooked the pasta, remember I cooked it in beef broth and water. I reserved about a cup of the pasta water, the beefy broth. I'm going to add that into this now. Probably about a half a cup. I've turned the eye of the stove off, and now I'm going to add about a couple handfuls of mozzarella cheese into this. And now I'm going to add the pasta. This is the pasta that I have cooked. Try to get it all incorporated together. Ooh, it's stringy. Ooh, don't you like stringy pasta? Cheesy, stringy pasta. I think this could probably use a little bit more of that pasta water. So I don't want it to dry out in the oven. So I'm actually going to add the entire full cup of pasta water. I have pre-sprayed my casserole dish. I've greased my casserole dish, and now I'm pouring this pasta mixture into the casserole dish. Now I'm going to take provolone slices. Remember, a Philly cheesesteak sandwich has provolone cheese on it. And I'm going to lay it all on the top. I'm going to cover my casserole. Now I've covered the entire casserole, and we're going to put it in the oven for 20 minutes at 350. All right, now we're going to dip in to this Philly cheese steak casserole. And you see why you had to add the pasta water in it, is to keep it moist. Ooh, that looks real good. Now, this is going to be pretty hot. I'm afraid I want to burn my mouth. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute, that's hot. That really does taste like a Philly cheesesteak. The pasta represents the bread, of course, the cheese, the meat, the peppers, the onions. It tastes pretty good. And so it'd be a good quick evening meal for you and your family. No, but that's pretty good. You could serve it with a tossed green salad. Tonight we're going to have apple salad with it. You could have some bread with it. If you don't have a place to worship, please join us at Glad Tidings Leander Assemblies of God, the church on the hill across from the post office. And remember to always subscribe, like, and share these videos to be alerted for the next video. Thursday on our Facebook page, there's always a contest. It's Trivia Thursday. This week, it's going to be another counting project. Remember, the Lord puts us here on earth to be kind and to love one another. We've just had Easter. It should be a good start for a fresh spiritual start in your life. Remember, He came to earth. Jesus came to earth. He was kind. He loved. And through His loving and compassion, He healed people. He brought them to the Father. He was able to feed folks. You know, He did a lot of good things for people. So let's walk like Jesus. Let's talk like Jesus and act like Jesus. That's what He's put us here on earth for. Thank you so much for joining us. I love you. My family loves you. And we're so glad that you're part of our video family. Bye-bye.